Hello, my name's Sam. Today I'm going to be telling you about my experiences with the Xiaomi M365 electric scooter, why I chose this particular electric scooter, and how it has held up to my expectations over time. When I was trying to decide which electric scooter to buy, there was a lot of options out there. Why I chose this particular scooter was due to a lot of research that I did online and on YouTube before purchasing. What made me end up getting the Xiaomi M365 was that it had a lot of features that appealed to me in my particular circumstance and that I would value in my daily commute. Now, what I particularly liked about the Xiaomi M365 as compared to the many other scooters out there was that it was fairly cheap, running at only about $375. If anything broke on it, you could get a lot of cheap replacement parts online for it. It had decent speed and mileage that you could run on it, and the interface on the app seemed to be, from what I could see online, very user-friendly and something that was pleasing to work with. When I was looking at getting a scooter, I did notice while I was looking at the Xiaomi M365 scooter that there was a Pro version recently available. I might have gone with this other version, except that being in the United States, it would have cost me almost double the price to get the Pro version. And to me, the features that came with it just were not worth it. Seeing as it was almost the exact same scooter, minus a little bit of software updates and minor changes to the details. How I use my scooter throughout the day and why I chose this scooter was that it had decent mileage. I am a college student, and so I'll ride my scooter up to campus in between my various classes throughout the day, along with a short errand every once in a while, and the scooter seems to get me there and back throughout my day with plenty of mileage to spare. In fact, I only end up using about half of the battery in the scooter. At this point, I've had my scooter for a few months, I think like 4 or 5 months, and I've put around 150 miles, between 100 and 150 miles on my scooter. So it's not like I just got it. I've been riding around for a while and enjoying it ever since I've got it. And I've been really pleased with how the acceleration and the braking has worked for me as I've been riding around, and haven't really noticed any major details that are missing from the scooter that I wish I had. When doing research on which scooter to buy, I noticed that a lot of buyers of the Xiaomi M365 scooter have pointed out a few flaws that they had noticed with their scooter. Some of those being that the silicone hook holding down the top of the scooter had actually fallen off while they were riding. Other people pointed out that the latching mechanism on the scooter would tend to be wobbly after a while of riding, and they pointed out that theirs happened at about 100 kilometers. And then another common issue that people pointed out was that the cover on the charging port of the scooter was difficult to put on and off, and made it seem like it was impossible to put back on. But really, you can put it on and off as long as you are trying. Another thing that people pointed out was that the taillight on the rear end of the scooter, which blinks whenever you put on your brakes on your scooter, it would bump against the tire due to the semi-loose fender on the back, causing the light to eventually go out. Now, most of these things have not been a problem except for the rear light on the scooter. However, the issue with mine was not due to it rubbing on the rear wheel of the scooter. It seems to be an electrical issue, which upon further inspection seemed to be rather precariously placed on the scooter, and shouldn't be too hard to fix. Whenever I got my Xiaomi M365 scooter in the mail, I could have just ridden it as is, but I decided to make it a little bit better. I added this hook onto the front so that I could store some things onto it. I also added some slime sealant into the tubes, which you can purchase on Amazon. People reported that the tires were having issues where they would go flat and it was quite difficult to replace. So I just took this precautionary measure and added the slime before I had an issue with a puncture in the tires. And that seems to have been doing a very good job. Other than the rear fender going out, I haven't really had any problems with the scooter at all. But it's not like I've exactly been taking it easy on my scooter. I've been taking it all over the place. It's constantly wet and soaked in water like they tell you not to do. As well as taking it over lots of bumps and just playing around with it and having a good time. I haven't really been too worried about breaking the scooter. Just like any other owner of an electric scooter, I wanted to be able to ride my scooter as much as possible. But seeing that it is winter here in Idaho, there has been a lot of snow on the ground and it's been really cold and icy. I was pretty sad whenever that time came around, and I wanted to be able to continue to ride my scooter. So I had to come up with a fix to this problem. My fix for it was that I developed some snow chains for my scooter. Now, whenever I made these snow chains, I tried to make it as small as possible so I could fit it on the tiny tires. And after a few variations and trial and error of trying to fit it on there and get it to work, I was finally able to do it. I added it to the front wheel of my scooter and it works fantastically. The chains dig into the ice, and so I'm able to get plenty of traction, even on places that the Xiaomi scooter would have previously slipped around on the ice and snow. Also, due to the snowy weather, my scooter is constantly wet, and I haven't had any problems with circuitry failure of any kind. The only problem I have had in the snow is that one day it got down to 4 degrees, and that was a little bit too cold for the scooter. Whenever I was riding it up to my classes, like I always do in the mornings, the motor showed signs of fatigue going up hills and slower top speeds in general. Usually I'm able to reach the usual 15 mile per hour speed that is advertised, but I think it was just a little bit too cold for the battery and the motor, and now I've limited myself to only taking my scooter out if it's above 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Overall, my experience with the Xiaomi M365 scooter has been extremely positive, as I've ridden it almost daily and put over 100 miles on it so far. I've noticed that it's very durable, riding it through snow, ice, completely wearing out the battery, and kind of putting it through a demanding schedule using it almost every day. It's really put up the paces and been able to do everything that I expected to do, with only the taillight being an issue on the back. I don't really see that or pay attention to it while I'm riding anyways. It doesn't really affect my travel at all. And I would give the Xiaomi M365 a very high review. Thank you for watching my review of the Xiaomi M365 scooter and hearing my experiences that I've learned about it. If you'd like to look into purchasing the Xiaomi M365 scooter, I've left a link in the description where you can purchase it on Amazon, as well as the slime sealant that I used in the tires and this added hook on the steering. I found all of these things extremely helpful as I've been riding my scooter around. If you'd like to learn more about my snow chains, you can comment on the video and I'll get back to you quickly. Thank you for watching. Yeah.